Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hwanseung News for the final Friday of the week. It's 11th of August. How are you doing tonight? So much for the Typhoon Kanun. Well, I know that the southern part of Korea was affected quite badly. There was a bus that actually had a manhole cover blown through the floor of it due to the back pressure through the sewage system. But in Seoul, we were relatively unscathed. I even deflated my daughter's paddling pool, inflatable paddling pool, fearing that it might blow off the terrace that we have at our villa. But yeah, it just, to be honest, I think the monsoon season 1 month ago was even more heavier than that. I think, yeah. Okay, very good. Well, let's get into it, guys. So I just had a cacao interruption. Okay. Now, the first one here, guys, is we are talking about the Seoul hikes the city bus fares. Okay, so let's have a look at there. From tomorrow, actually, the bus fares will rise from 1,200 won to 1,500. That's a 300 won increase. All right. Okay, and for the subway, 1,250 to 1,400. So we can see here the blue, green, yellow routes will be raised by 300 and red by 700 and 350 for the late night buses. And so that's it's been a long due kind of anticipated price rise, because there have been complaints that about the public transport system losing money. It is losing money. One of the big reasons for that is for over 65-year-olds, the senior citizens, they're able to take the subway for free. However, they still pay for the bus, but yeah, I mean, the cost of, gasoline, LPG for buses, the General Electric kind of fares have gone up as well. So what's your opinion about this? I use public transport every day. I take the bus from my house to Hyundai Engineering and Construction, and I take the subway back because it's normally congested in the evening. But I really do love public transport. Where do you think I got the idea for the Hwanseung group? It started back in 2011. I had my company registered back then. It was a dormant company for 10 years, and then I officially reincarnated it at the beginning of this year in anticipation of the Hwanseung group launching. Okay, remember that Hwanseung means transfer. Okay, we are transferring transport, we are transferring countries, companies, we're transferring assets, knowledge, insight, and intuition. Okay, so, and for the Hwanseung group, I'm primarily focused on executive business English as my foundation, and I'm going to branch out into headhunting, Hwanseung headhunting, and then finance, Hwanseung Gumyong, and then real estate, Hwanseung Budongsan. Okay, so you're witnessing the birth of my group here, right from this very bedroom. Okay, well, let's go on to the next one here, guys, and that is the industries are upbeat about the return of Chinese tourists. So 6 years ago, due to the THAAD issue, where it was an American missile defense system that was put in place on a golf course, privately owned golf course by Lotte, as a deterrence against North Korean missile attacks. China took offense to this, believing that probably they were the indirect target of this, and especially they were worried about getting spied upon by the advanced THAAD radar system. Now, it's been a nice time. I'm not going to be a racist person here, but it's been a nice time without these Chinese tourists here because of the overcrowding. You can see this picture here. It's Myeongdong. All right. You probably noticed at the Incheon airport and Gimpo and Jeju, they bought a lot of cosmetics and beauty products. And what they would do is they would just unpack them all upon the collection point, and they leave their trash everywhere. I've seen observations from foreigners there who have seen Chinese tourists defecating in public spaces and just in generally being loud and obnoxious. Okay, but the one thing is for sure, the tourism and the retail industry has been bleeding. They've been hurting without the Chinese yuan. Okay, so we do need them back, regardless of how much of a love-hate relationship it is. Seoul and Korea, 주식회사 대한민국, we do need the Chinese tourists back to increase local spending and increase local consumption. So, I expect to see them soon, definitely, as 78 countries have been approved for Chinese tourists to come in group tours. Remember, a couple of years ago, there was those Chinese company incentives of having, 2,000 people eating fried chicken and beer on the Han River. 2,000 Chinese tourists doing that there. So we're probably going to expect a lot of those tourists coming back as well. Okay. All right, now the next one here, guys, is food tech startups. Okay, food tech startups are on the rise. Okay, looking to offer robot-mediated services here. This is because, you know, one of the reasons could be that the minimum wage is creeping up, and it is pricey for a private business owner to run a restaurant, paying a full-time salary or even part-time staff to cook and prepare meals. So again, with advances in technology, robots have been employed to do this task, and you'll be surprised. I just want to show you this video of how advanced this technology has come. Okay, so have a look at this. All right, so we just go to the food. You can see the robot here, kind of cooking some meals here, but look at this video. I prepared a nice YouTube for you to have a look at this, guys.
바지락과 오일, 야채와 면이 팬에서 회전하면서 먹음직스러운 봉골레 파스타가 제조됩니다. 평범한 주방처럼 보이는 이곳은
So we got some vongole pasta.
무인 주방 시스템의 일부.
All robot controlled. This is the startup that's developed it.
서울 성동구에 음식점을 열고 자체 개발한 무인 주방 에이트 키친 시스템을
Controlled by a central tablet system.
파스타와 리조또 등의 메인 메뉴를 조리하는 시스템이
You could probably understand pasta and risotto. It's even washing the empty cylinder after being used.
소분, 토출, 그리고 이송, 그리고 이거에 대한 조리, 그리고 조리 완료 후 이제 그 음식에 담고 세척하는 모든 과정을 저희는 자동화하는 걸 목표로 하여 개발한 시스템입니다. 그러니까 하드웨어를 설계하고 개발하는 일부터 그리고 이제 소프트웨어를 갖다가 만들고 하는 모든 과정을 저희가 인하우스로 저희 내부에서 자체적으로 처리를 하기 때문에 통합적으로 움직이는 시스템을 만들 수 있었다고 생각을 합니다.
Look at this, the ingredients being distributed into the system there. Diced meat.
소분하고 조리부까지 전달하면 소스가 투입된 후
Sauce input.
조리가 이루어집니다.
Rotated, evenly cooked.
완성된 요리가 그릇에 담기면 고온의 물줄기가 전기팬에 분사되면서 살균 세척까지 끝냅니다. 짧은 시간에 자동화로 요리가 이뤄지니 밀려드는 대량의 배달 주문도
So large delivery orders can be taken care of quite easily.
자동화하는 단계를 구축하고 있어 사람의 손이 거의 필요하지 않은 주방의 완성을 앞두고 있습니다. 앞서 크레오 코리아는 식품 분야의 스마트 팩토리를 구축하는 데 필요한 인직.
So that was the example of the robot cooking there that's going on. Okay, how would you like to try it? I mean, do you think there'd be much of a difference between an actual chef, a human chef, and a robot chef cooking your food? I think it's a case-by-case basis. It depends on the type of food. Something as easy as a pasta, where you're looking for consistency, I think would be quite a nice idea. But if you're looking for something a bit more delicate in taste, you know, perhaps some, you know, like a traditional Korean food, such as like a jjigae or a tang, you know, it is a menu that requires a finishing touch, you know, tasting and additions, probably of, you know, a little bit of, you know, maybe 멸치액 or, you know, dashida or, you know, 조미료, that kind of thing there. But, you know, it is definitely a big advance in preparing meals for customers, okay, in a fast and efficient way, whilst reducing income expenses for the private business owner there. Okay, now this next one, guys, is the immigration authorities are struggle with understaffing as more migrants enter. More and more foreigners are entering Korea, okay, and it is becoming an issue for them there. I'm just going to give you a bit of my experience with the immigration authorities for the last 15 years. It really is luck. It really is luck, guys. There, you really have to choose. You really have to just you know, choose the right time to go and see an immigration officer, because they have a very tough job. They're dealing with foreigners, you know, who probably can't speak Korean. They probably even can't speak English, and they're looking for, you know, work permit extensions or applications. You know, maybe looking to get their family members there. Maybe they're on a marriage visa, but they do have a very tough job. So I often pick 1 p.m. They have a lunch break. They open at 9. They go to 12. They have a lunch break for 1 hour, and they come back at 1 p.m. If you get them at 1 p.m., usually the immigration officer is nice and full and complacent, and they're in a better mood than 9 o'clock in the morning. So 1 p.m., use the High Korea immigration website to reserve your space 3 or 4 months beforehand, and get them when they're in a good mood, because it really does make a difference. You know, oh, you don't have this document, you know, come back later and give it there. Sometimes you can get away with a bit of flexibility, a bit of understanding. Just put a smile on your face, put yourselves in their shoes. What kind of job could you handle? That kind of job? Okay, it's a high pressure job there, and I have seen a lot of incidents where they are you know, struggling with the pressures there. Okay, now this last one, guys, is the banking industry. The banking industry loses trust due to illicit activities of some employees. Okay, we've had this mentioned before. We had a case of 2 cases in Uri Bank where a asset manager was making a fake account and extending loans, illegal loans, to himself. And he actually stole about maybe, I think it was like $47 million and sent it to his brother in New Zealand to buy a golf course. Okay, we had another one this year, again, Uri Bank. What's happening at Uri Bank, guys? Uri 은행, 뭐라고 있어요? Okay, 좀 잘 관리해주세요. All right, and you know, he stole about $10 million. Okay, 2 weeks ago we had BNK. Okay, the BNK Bank, $37 million. The reasons are quite varied for why they are stealing this money, but again, it is for greed, it is for personal gain. Maybe they're buying stocks, maybe they're buying real estate there, but it's for personal gain. Maybe they lost big in 2022 when the markets crashed. Okay, so yeah, it's you know, people are losing trust in putting their money in the banks. Look at what happened to Seoul. Seoul had a 22% loan default rating. That's really high. It's normally only about 10 or 11, maybe not even that, 5 or 6%. And the central government had to step in as a guarantor to give them a capital injection. Okay, as a means of shoring up confidence in their customers there. Okay, so yes, just a quick recap. I didn't include it on the headlines today, but yes, as I predicted, the markets have responded positively to Jerome Powell's consumer price index opinion, and yes, the stocks that I'm holding have made a recovery. They definitely stopped the bleeding yesterday, and they made a recovery today. So I'm looking for a good return at the end of the year. Let me know if you are that kind of person. I am looking at getting involved into finance with the Hwanseung Group, Hwanseung Gumyung. It's something that I've always had a passion for, and I would hope that my analysis and my due diligence would be something that could benefit you. Of course. The newsletter would be free, just like the Hwanseung News. Okay, if you become one of my subscribers there. I work 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. Monday to Friday. I have 12 to 13 hours of class every single day with Jebol executives, C-level and executive level upwards there. I learn a lot from them, and I'm happy to share my knowledge with them as well. So it's a very, very busy lifestyle, but thank God it's Friday. It's Friday, guys. We've got Korean Independence Day next Tuesday there. I'm actually heading to Ilsan Kintex on Monday to take my kids to the Sangsang Cheom Road. And yeah, in general, life is good. LG, life is good. Okay. It's the busiest I've ever been in my life, and I'm ready to take on 2024. Just bring it. Just bring on 2024. I'm ready for you, baby. Okay. All right. Thank you for listening, guys, for the Hwanseung news today, the 11th of August. Okay. May I remind you that Hwanseung means transfer. We're always transferring transport, companies, countries, knowledge, assets, insight, and intuition. Okay. Welcome to the Hwanseung Group. Have a great weekend. This is Paul Wilson. Those were our people today. That's Hwanseung tonight.